Microsoft is in a really good spot right now. The Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S are selling incredibly well. They're heading into a year next year when it looks like they're going to have, at the very least, 4 to 6 big AAA releases, and I think things are going to start to change for that company and for the Xbox in terms of the pickup and the respect that they get from a lot of people. Right now, obviously, and maybe with some good reason, people are very suspect of what Microsoft has to do, and until they start delivering games, I understand the bulk of that. But even with all the good news, all the great things that are happening for Microsoft right now, there's still, some bad things here and there, and this is a little bit of a bad situation, bad news for fans or whatever. I hope that we get something a little bit updated better than what we have, but again, some of this has to do with nostalgia. I think fans are disappointed in this, but I also feel like nostalgia plays a heavy part of that, and nostalgia is a hell of a drug, as Mooch would say. It honestly is. I remember things just being amazing back when I was a kid playing some of these games, and then you go back and play them nowadays and you just are kind of in disbelief about how bad the games are. That's not to mean that they're bad games. It's just things are very much a product of their time. A lot of things are that way in this world, and so we get caught up in that. We think, oh, nostalgia, this game was so great, right? Like, I'll give you a good example. I love Star Wars Battlefront 2 back on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox back in 2005, right? And that game was such a great thing for me, and I have such great memories. Is where I first did like competitive multiplayer online gaming with a shooter, and I had a gaming clan, and we had clan matches, and it was cool, It was just, and the community made that game. It wasn't a large community, but it was still just a very good community that came together and had this amazing run with this game. And when we went back to that game, I remember we all got nostalgic about the game back in like 2010, maybe something like that. And this was after the game was long dead, and we said, hey, let's all go hop on our PS2s and play this game, and we did, and it just was so bad, right? Like, the game was fun for the time, but it was so bad compared to what we were used to. So, I think nostalgia is a little bit playing into this right here and why people are so upset, but I do want to get into it. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews. I am with another video. Please like the video. I'm looking to get 100 likes on each of these videos that I do. It's a small goal, but it's still a goal nonetheless, and it's one that I'm kind of aiming for at this particular time, so please help me out with that. Now, again, I kind of want to just point this out, that I feel like this is very interesting because I didn't think that many people were really asking for this. Now, what this is has to do with the Blades dashboard. Remember that on the Xbox 360? What a thing that was, and it was revolutionary at the time. But Microsoft actually responded to fans who were asking for the Blades dashboard to be brought back, which you can imagine that probably isn't going to be a thing that happens. And in fact, Microsoft said, hey, that's not happening. So yeah, very interesting. Xbox product manager Ivy Krislov recently joined Larry Herb on the Xbox official podcast to discuss the new Xbox Home experience that's being tested by Xbox insiders, and it saw Herb close the door on a return to the Blades UI. Microsoft rolled out the first iteration of its brand new Xbox home screen to select Xbox insiders recently, though it won't be implemented fully until 2023. To discuss the new home experience, Xbox product manager Ivor Krislov joined Larry Herb, aka Major Nelson, on the official Xbox podcast. If you're not a fan of the current UI being tested, you might be pleased to know that there are 2 other versions yet to be tried out, but it sounds like the only lower the portion of the screen will be changed, and we definitely won't see the Blades return. Quote unquote, no, you can't have the Blades back, Herb said. They were lovely, they were nice, but you can't have them back because they don't scale. As we say in the business, to do what we want to do, the Blades dashboard originally shipped with the Xbox 360 back in 2005 and featured the console's menu on separate tabs bordered by a pair of silver blades, which would make a whoosh sound whenever you flip through them. To this day, it's one of the most distinguishing things that made the console great. But the new home experience, while not containing the blades, is designed to give you everything you need on one screen when you boot up the console. While scrolling down will bring up various curated lists of Xbox Game Pass titles and other games to purchase, purchase. The idea is to streamline your browsing experience, such as pulling the store settings and search pages and placing them front and center on the dashboard. We really consider this to be an evolution of the current home, taking a lot of things that we did previously and building upon those. Microsoft's engineering team has been laying the foundations for this update for the last year, streamlining feedback processes to Xbox Insiders, something a lot of Xbox fans might not know. Typically, it can take us like 3 months to test really small features. Our hope is that they build this infrastructure, we can test this stuff, get your feedback, iterate, and come back to you with something even better. The current version being tested by Insider is the first of 3 planned dashboard versions, and Krzyzlow's team isn't expecting to have the final version ready towards the end of the calendar year. So a lot can change in the time depending on the feedback. Now that's something that I've kind of talked about as well. I love seeing the feedback as well. A little more than some customers would like to see in terms of the dynamic backgrounds. We have a meeting set up for some of the feedback and listening to some of that. When discussing what is shown when you scroll down on the homepage, Krzyzlow notes that today most customers have their default content blocks like Store, the Community, Game Pass, and then they'll maybe have 1 or 2 pinned games that they really care about. Other content blocks like Clubs and Friends are far less used at a much less rate. And due to most people not utilizing the lower portion of the dashboard, Microsoft is looking to better make use of that space. People don't scroll down that often because they're going to be jumping right into games from the top of the home, which makes perfect sense, he said. We've started building the infrastructure where we can put different game channels with curation and personalization and with customization in front of the customer. As we progress through these tests, which right now we're in the first one, but we have 2 more planned, we'll be adding different content types in. For example, the customers who use their console to watch TV will be adding a media experience. One of the most common pinned groups on home is people pinning apps that they want to watch TV with. The next dashboard test is planned to roll out in October for Insiders, and we'll just see what's up with that. There's been a lot of fan-made content, concepts and things. But yeah, honestly, when we look at how some of these things have been kind of made, I find it to be very interesting that, you know, people, you know, they are never going to be 100% happy. You know what I mean? To be quite frank with you, it's just, I'm being honest. People are always going to kind of complain, and, you know, at the same time, I just feel like it's smart for Microsoft to kind of listen to the fans sometimes, but when it comes to like bringing back the blades, that's such an antiquated, old school approach to things compared to where we're at right now. So I can understand why they wouldn't want to, you know, bring that back. And, you know, I fully can kind of support the idea that, you know, hey, this is this company and they're, you know, they want to move forward and not backwards. So yeah, I hope that they continue to move forward with things. And even though, like I said, it's something that even myself would like to see sometime, I just totally can understand why they wouldn't want to bring it back. With that being said, take a minute to like my video, subscribe if you haven't already, rack 'em up, back 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.